Welcome back. And with me today, I'm very excited. I have James Bowles. James is the current chair of the Shoals Chamber of Commerce as well as a business owner in the Shoals area. So, James, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mary Marshall, for having me.
Absolutely. So, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got here, your family, that kind. Just give us a little background about James.
Well, like many other people, Karen and I, my wife, have relocated here to the Shoals, though we've been here 25 years now. But
that makes you almost local.
That's right, that's right. Well, we hear that same common story from a lot of people, how they relocated here to raise their families and such, and how much they love the area. Well, we have that same story. And so we moved here when we decided to build a home and raise a family, and 25 years now, and we still love it. We have two daughters named Roxanne and Samantha. Roxanne's a 9th grade English teacher in Russellville High School. And Samantha next week will graduate from nursing school at UNA.
Wow, congratulations to you and Karen and to Samantha.
That's right. We're real excited about that. Actually, all 4 of us in my family are UNA graduates. And that's one asset to this town that we really love, is that it's a college town.
Right.
You know, having Northwest Shoals and UNA both here is just a big plus for this area, and my family and I have taken full advantage of that.
As
sure.
have I. So yes, I appreciate it too. So you're a business owner as well. So tell us a little bit about what you do and about your business. And
yeah. I'm president of B Electric Inc. We're electrical contractors located in the Florence Industrial Park. Okay. We do commercial and industrial electrical contracting. So, it's a big year for us. We're celebrating our 10th anniversary of being in business.
Okay.
And we're in the process of building a new facility for ourselves on Chisholm Highway, Highway 17, just north of Florence. And we should be in it, I'm guessing, during the fall.
Are we going to have a ribbon cutting?
I hope so. Okay. I hope so. I'm counting on it.
Okay. So. Good. And so 10 years, that's a long time. So kudos for you and your family for, supporting the Shoals. And I know, as you know, 67% of all of our chamber members have 10 or less employees, and I think 50 less employees. So
right.
do you fall in that category? How many?
We have 20 employees at this current time. It's construction work, so we kind of vary in employees depending on our workload, but we probably average about 20 employees.
That's great. So thank you for that. All right, we're going to switch gears.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the chamber and your new role as the chairman. So do you have big plans for the chamber? What should we expect?
I do. I'm real excited about this year, and you know that very well.
I do.
My main goal this year is to make sure the chamber is serving its customers well. As an electrical contractor, I have to serve my customers well. That's what I do for them, and that's what they depend on. And so I'm just going to kind of translate what I do in business to the chamber as I'm chairman here. And I want to make sure the chamber's concentrating on their customers. Of course, the chamber's customers are its members,
right,
which are the business community of the Shoals. So I want to make sure we know what's important to them. Sometimes I feel the chamber can get spread too thin. They want to do what's good for everybody. They want to do all good things, and they can kind of lose their effectiveness because they're trying to do everything for everybody.
Yes.
But I think we need to just zero in on what our customers really want, which the customers being the business community, and what they need. So that's what I want to do here at the chamber. And I borrowed this chart from a friend of mine, and so I wanted to illustrate that today as well. And it is kind of a strategy that we want to use. This that the chamber can lead in 4 or 5 items. If we try to lead in 20 items or something, we're not going to be effective. That's when you get spread too thin. So we want to concentrate on what's the 4 or 5 most important issues to the community are, to the business community. Now we can partner with other organizations on 8 or 10 issues, and to get those things accomplished, and we can support on many others. And there might even be some things that we need to oppose, but as chairman, what I want to do this year and have our chamber do is to find out what the 4 most important issues are to the Shoals business community.
Okay.
And that's what we're out to do this year. So the only way I know to do that is to is to go out and ask them.
Right.
And go out and ask them in person and do that. So we have already surveyed about 60 sample members and non-members to find out what their most important issues are. And we actually went out there with a questionnaire and asked them these questions. And it was so important to us, we actually put it in an Unbound product here to look over. But what we found out, the four most important issues are workforce readiness,
Okay.
existing business growth, new business recruitment, and public policy. So when we went out and asked everybody what issues they're facing, what do they need, that was the four topics they came up with. And workforce readiness being when an employee gets ready to hire someone and they want that person to be ready to go to work. They want to have the basic skills to be able to go work for that employer. And they want to have, and an example of that, I guess it's a good example, was they'd have to be drug-free. That's just a no-brainer,
Yes.
So we need to make sure that's out there that, you're not going to go to work for any employer if you do drugs. So that's just kind of example to make sure the future workforce knows that kind of information. And then the schooling they may need and other talents and stuff.
And I want to talk a little bit more about that, but we need to go a break. So we'll talk a little bit more about the four things when we get back. So we'll be right back.
Now create a password.
Walter.
Your password must contain 8 characters.
Walter Dog.
Your password must contain 2 numbers.
Contain at least 2 numbers. Box of stupid.
We can't fix that problem. But at Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, real people answer our phones. Serving North Alabama and Middle Tennessee.
Please re-enter the password. Now who's the box of stupid?
Come join us at the Jameson Inn Hotel and Conference Center for a delicious dinner. Our menu includes many of our favorite appetizers, burgers, salads, and delicious steaks, chicken, and ribs, and a night of dancing to live music, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 8 p.m. to midnight in our beautiful new Singing River Bar and Grill. The Singing River Bar and Grill is open 6 days a week from 4 p.m. to midnight and Sundays from 5 p.m. to midnight. Don't wait, come see us soon. We would love to have you and your family as our guest at the Singing River Bar and Grill. You will love it.
Welcome back. So before the break, James, we were talking about the 4 things that were important to our membership, and one of the things was workforce readiness. So we have talked to Stephanie has talked to our audience as well, and so if a company has an issue and they need a specific task for their employees to do, how do we go about that? Do we partner with Northwest Shoals or UNA to kind of get that program going? And do you see us, the Chamber, having a bigger role in specific programs going forward?
Absolutely, that's a good example of it. If an employer has a specific skill, like a basic skill he needs for his company,
Right.
that they need before they can even interview for the process, they would tell us what that need is. We'd find that resource for them. A lot of times it is Northwest Shoals Community College that provides that. And that way those employees coming to interview for that job would already have that basic skill. So that's a great example of that. So.
Good. Okay, so what are the 3 other things that are important to our membership that we're going to focus on?
Well, existing business growth, which that is just like it sounds. What are existing businesses, what they need to be successful and continue to grow. So if whatever those issues are, if the Chamber can help them with that, that's a real important issue for them. That was one of the top things they mentioned, so we want to help them with that.
So are we going to be kind of the go-to place? They're going to come to us, and then we're going to maybe not answer the question, but we'll be sure to get them to the right spot. Is that kind of how you see that?
If they develop a need, we want them to come to the Chamber and let us know what that need is, and we'll work with them to get that accomplished.
Okay.
Sure will.
Good. Okay.
Then new business recruitment, and part of this whole study is to, one thing we're going to do is kind of restructure the staff a little bit here at the Chamber, and you're well aware of that.
Yes.
And but one thing I want to accomplish with that is free up some of Steve Holt's time. Steve Holt is the president of the Chamber, and he is excellent at new business recruitment. So if we can free up Steve's time to go out there and do what he does best and go out there and recruit new businesses, that would be a big plus for this area.
He is a huge resource to the community.
He certainly is. I want him to have the ability to go out and do that.
Well, we're working on it.
And then public policy. The chamber wants to be involved in what's going on the local and state level with politics. We want to make sure if there's an issue out there that is good for business, good for the business community, that we're supporting it, out front supporting it. And if it's something that's not good for the business community, we want to be out front opposing it. So we want to be more involved in public policy and make sure that we're out there on those issues and stuff like that. So it's real important to our customers,
Good.
our business community.
Good, because that's something that we all need to be a little more involved in, or at least pay attention to.
Right.
Okay, so what can the folks do to help us help them, if you will? What do you need for us to do?
Well, what we're going to do here at the chamber and with very many committees and members and such is we're going to meet on these issues, these four issues. And we've already met several times, as you're well aware of. And we're going to come up with a list of objectives and measurable outcomes. You know, in my business as a contractor, I'm paid on measurable outcomes every day. So that's what we're going to do here at the chamber. What we do is going to be measurable. We're going to be able to show somebody what our results are with these things. And that's very important to our customers, very important to our membership. So we're going to make sure we do that. And then once we do that, and this is a tangible product that we're coming up with. This is a rough draft for it right here. But once we develop those objectives and measurable outcomes, we're going to go back to our membership. We go back to these sample customers we went to, these business community, and go back to all our membership and take this with us and say, is this what you need to be successful? Is the chamber on target with what we came up with? You know, will this help you? Is this what we need to be concentrating on? So it's going to be in tangible form that we go back out there to them with. So if we come and we ask you to see us, please say yes to see us, because we need your input and ideas on this 5-year plan that we're developing, this long-year plan. And if you're not a chamber member, you need to be. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a Shows business owner and not be a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, I agree.
It's like having a whole staff of professionals and a small army of volunteers working on behalf of your company.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually is.
It really is. That's a great analogy. I hadn't, we as I say, I work for you all. So.
Right. And we work for the business community.
Exactly.
You know, that's what we're here for. So I'm really excited about this year. It's going to be a good one. And it's a privilege for me to be able to develop this plan, help develop this plan with the chamber and the board and everyone involved. So I'm really excited.
Well, I'm excited too. It's gonna be a fun year.
It is.
I hope everybody's ready, because we're about to turn it up, aren't we?
That's right. Turn it up.
Great. Well, James, thank you for being here, and maybe you'll come back mid-year and we'll talk about where we are in the process.
I'd appreciate the opportunity to do
Great.
that.
Certainly. So thank you, and we'll be right.
Have you been living with pain for so long it's become part of your everyday life? Then you should know that chiropractors are trained and licensed to treat pain without surgery or drugs. So, if you want to leave pain behind, visit your local chiropractor today. It's the natural way to stay healthy.
Thompson Family Chiropractic Clinic is now accepting new patients. We specialize in true spinal decompression using the DRX 9000 for herniated or bulging cervical and lumbar disc. We perform DOT physicals, drug tests, and neck and low back pain. We are open 6 days a week. Walk-ins are welcome. Call us today at 256-383-5772.
Just remember, at Thompson Family Chiropractic,
we have your back.
Joining me is Michelle Eubanks, Publicity Chair for Florence First Fridays. So Michelle, thank you for being here.
Well, you're welcome, Mary Marshall. Great to see you.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's time. It's springtime. Florence First Fridays is here. So tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, obviously, we have First Fridays the first Friday of every month, and it's something that we've had as a tradition in the city of downtown Florence for around around almost 10 years. In fact, we're looking at the 10-year celebration, I believe, which will be next year.
Wow.
So that'll be exciting, and
Yes.
how much it's grown. And every month we develop sort of a different theme that then we incorporate through the event. For April, for instance, because April is Earth Month, it was kind of a green. We kind of went green. We had groups from the University of North Alabama there giving away composting worms, and we had Keep the Shoals Beautiful on hand.
Yes.
And they gave away lovely Shasta daisies and black-eyed Susans and butterfly bushes. So those are just free for the community. And one of the things that's been so great about First Fridays is that, yes, everybody's gotten used to it rolling around, but they've also gotten used to the fact that it evolves, so that every month they anticipate a little something different. And I'll like in October, for
Right.
instance, we partner with Jack-o'-lantern Farms in Colbert County, and they provide us with a large pumpkin that we drop in the middle of Court Street and Mobile Plaza. And, we cordon off the area, and it's a really fun event.
the pumpkin drop.
It's like 3
great.
seconds of the most fun ever. And so, because it's down and it's gone, and it's a lot of fun, but people have come to expect
Right.
that and enjoy it. So that's what has helped, I think, First Fridays kind of grow and prosper.
Now, is First Fridays a free event? What is your target audience?
Another really good question, Mary Marshall. What we do is, it is free, and it's purposefully free. It's also run and coordinated by a group solely of volunteers.
Okay.
We do have an intern who works with us with the vendors, because you can imagine with 80 and 100 vendors, from woodworkers to jewelry makers
Right.
to hair bow stylists. It's a lot to work with. So we work with that individual on getting the right mix and the right blend, so that we have something new to offer that maybe you can't find in a downtown shop. And then they get together, and we have the vendors, we have the events, we have the music.
Right.
And so that's what happens. That's how it all comes together. But it is 95% voluntary.
That's
Yeah.
great. And it's nice that we have so many folks in our community that are like yourself, that are willing to help us prosper and thrive.
Yes, and we can always use new volunteers. So
Just a hint.
just a hint.
About typically how many folks will attend? Do you all have any way to monitor that, or?
We do, because the Florence Police Department, they're so good to help us get the roads closed off. They're around, so it appeals to families. People bring their children of all ages, and it's a safe event.
Right.
So that having the police present, they do kind of a head count. And last August, in fact, when it wasn't super hot, we had a wonderful turnout. And according to the police department, that was our biggest crowd. And it was well over 3,000 in attendance.
Oh my goodness.
So, and it starts at 5 o'clock, goes until 8 o'clock. A lot of times we have folks kind of linger, and usually really ramps up between 6 and 6:30, and
Right.
the music gets started. And, it's really kind of like a monthly street party, and people love it. They really do.
Well, I know I love it, so I look forward to it.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about just parking. I understand that a lot of folks may have some difficulty parking in the area. Do you
Yes.
have any suggestions?
I do. That's a great question. There are a few things that folks can do, and we really encourage them to do this. First off, if you get there and the streets are blocked off, which they do start blocking them off fairly early in the day because of the vendors, we have to provide a safe
Right.
environment
Well-
for them to get set up. So if you do get blocked, you can get out. The police will let you out. But there are a number of parking lots that are there along the Pine Street corridor. But the greatest thing, too, is the University of North Alabama allows us to use their shuttle service.
Okay.
So you park there at their Commons building or at the Fountain, Harrison Plaza, grab the shuttle. They'll drop you off there at the Tom Bigby intersection of Court Street, and you can come and go, and you're easily in and out if you make purchases or if you have a long wait. You know you're going to be safe and have a ride back to your car.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So is
And the parking deck.
And the parking
Don't
deck.
forget the parking deck.
And I understand, having been on the parking deck recently, it's cleaner.
Yes. Downtown Florence Unlimited, which is kind of the umbrella organization for First Friday, they have a parking committee, and they have been tasked with working with the city on cleaning up the parking deck and making it more user-friendly, improving the lighting, maybe scrubbing the walls, and just kind of giving it a good little spiff up. And so we've worked to do that, and you're right, it is much nicer.
much
and I think
nicer.
people will be pleasantly surprised to go and park their cars there, and it's terribly inexpensive.
It's inexpensive. It's easy. All that kind of good stuff.
Exactly.
So, Well, after the break, I'd like to talk to you about if there's anything new going on and what we can expect for this spring and summer from First Fridays.
Okay, great.
So we'll be right back after the break.
Have you been living with pain for so long it's become part of your everyday life? Then you should know that chiropractors are trained and licensed to treat pain without surgery or drugs. So, if you want to leave pain behind, visit your local chiropractor today. It's the natural way to stay healthy.
Thompson Family Chiropractic Clinic is now accepting new patients. We specialize in true spinal decompression using the DRX 9000 for herniated or bulging cervical and lumbar disc. We perform DOT physicals, drug tests, and neck and low back pain. We are open 6 days a week. Walk-ins are welcome. Call us today at 256-383-5772.
Just remember, at Thompson Family Chiropractic,
We have your back.
Now create a password.
Walter.
Your password must contain 8 characters.
Walter, dog.
Your password must contain 2 numbers.
Contain at least 2 numbers. Box of stupid.
We can't fix that problem. But at Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, real people answer our phones. Serving North Alabama and Middle Tennessee.
Please re-enter the password. Now who's the box of stupid?
So welcome back. All right, Michelle, what's coming up new? Now let me ask you this. I'm a big fan of the movie in the park. Are we going to do that again?
Yes, we are. And that will start in May. And that
Okay.
will be on the second Saturday of the month. And
Okay.
it'll start at sundown, typically there in Wilson Park. And we know it's a busy month, but at the same time, it's an opportunity for families to do something as school kind of winds down. Let's get together as a family and watch a fun movie. So, yeah, we will be bringing that back, and it'll run through, if the weather permits, you know,
Right.
through the end of the year.
Well, and I know you can't tell us what the movies are yet, but if folks want that kind of information, where will they go to find it?
They can go to the First Fridays website or
Okay.
DFU, and
Okay.
it's also, we do press releases. It'll be
Right.
on the radio, so
It'll
you'll
be on the chamber stuff.
and there will be posters too.
Okay.
So we do
Great.
print posters, and those will be put at the downtown businesses, and it'll be everywhere.
Okay.
So that'll be here before we know it.
I know. May will be here before you know it. So do we is there anything new going on in May that you want to talk to us about?
Oh, Mary Marshall, yes. That's a great question. We're doing something a little bit new in
Okay.
May, and I think this is a wonderful forum to tell folks about it because we really do need to generate interest. But being the first time, we want to make sure we give everybody, you know, the benefit of knowing about it. So we looked at the calendar, and you see that there's this confluence of events from First Friday, the very first Friday in May. Then you have the movie in the park, you've got Restaurant Week, you've got University of North Alabama graduation, there's Storyteller Festival, Derby Days, the Home and Garden thing for River Hill. Oh my, I mean, it's like...
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming. So Jackie Hendricks and a group of folks, again, volunteers, strictly volunteers, got together and we decided that, hey, we can make something out of this. We can give the Shoals an identity as a destination. So we crafted this idea of May Days, and it's sponsored by Progress Bank this year. So that's an exciting opportunity for them in their new location downtown. And so you see that it kind of umbrellas all of these events that, you know, everything you need to know will be compiled on the website, FlorenceMaydays.com. So anyone can go there and see and say, okay, well, I plan on being in the Shoals May 17th and 18th. Oh,
what's
guess
going
what?
on?
That's Arts Alive.
Yeah.
So you want to be there for that. And then the Storyteller Festival is also that weekend. So you can kind of plan your events around just those days you're with us. And then knowing that you're going to be in walking distance of some great restaurants, some wonderful shops. You know, hey, I need an ice cream cone. Well, there you go. We've got you covered. But now I might want a little something more. So you've got all of that kind of coming together under one thing. And it is the first year. So it's kind of lifting it, giving it legs, and getting it off the ground.
Will you have links on that website to the other websites if they needed to get a hotel room, more information about a restaurant,
Any of the above, yeah. And in
Okay.
fact, if they wanted to go on and go ahead and check it out, there's also a Facebook page. So you can like that under FlorenceMaydays.com. And if there's an event that they have that they'd like to use this platform to publicize,
Right.
this is the perfect opportunity to do it.
And will they is there contact information on the Facebook page?
Yes.
And they can get that information to you all?
All of the above.
Okay.
And we need it. We want it because, like we said, one thing I forgot. There's that wonderful little local brewery festival taking place on Mobile Plaza. The very
Beer
last,
Fest.
Yes, the very last weekend
Yes,
of the month.
I saw that on your Facebook page.
Right. So that really does start and finish the month from First Fridays to the beer festival. You'll have something that you can go and do and be a part of your community and learn about and visit with your friends. And it's so exciting to think that it's grown and we've grown to the point where we need this.
Right.
So I think we're very excited about that.
It's a lovely problem to have that we have all these activities going on in the Shoals area just in 1 month.
So true.
But it's not limited to 1 month, and we want people to come and see what we have to offer all year. It's just nice that we have volunteers like yourself that are willing to put themselves out there and help us recruit folks to come to the area.
Well, how else do we grow? How else do we show how much we have to offer if we don't do things like this? And you're right. I mean, yes, May is very busy, but look at how busy we've been in April. Look at what's coming in June and July. And do you mind if we go back to First Friday really quickly?
No, make your plug.
Let me say this, because the 4th of July is on a Friday this year. So we're going to have First Friday on Thursday, the 3rd. So that we'll celebrate it that night, the 3rd, instead of the 4th. So I wanted to kind of let everybody know, yeah, we're going to have it. It's just not going to be on Friday the 4th.
Okay.
Because everybody's going to be very busy watching fireworks and spending time with family or whatever.
Watermelon.
Eating watermelon, getting their bunting hung up.
I love it.
Yes.
Well, you have been a very fun guest, and I appreciate all of your information, and I know everybody else does, and I hope you'll come back.
Yes, I will certainly do it. Whatever you need, Mary Marshall, you can call me.
Thank you.
Sure.
So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Hey guys, welcome to University Chevrolet. My name is Sheldon Hayes. I'm the Internet Sales Manager here. I wanted to take a time to talk to you a little bit about our financing. We have guaranteed credit approval. Whether you owe too much on your trade, no money down, doesn't matter if you have a 400 or 800 credit score, we can get the financing. We also do $6,000 minimum for any trade. Bring me a picture of it. It doesn't need to drive, anything.
Hey folks, this is Taz Tiller with you here. We're at University Chevrolet. I'm a senior sales consultant over here, and we are having our grand opening today. We'd like to invite everyone out to see us. We have changed over and it is official now. We have lots of great deals going on down here, and we would love to see you and have a shot at earning your business. $5,000 minimum trade-in towards select new vehicles. We're running that right now. We have tons of drawings. On Saturdays, we usually have food, fun, friends, everybody down here. Bring your family. Come on down and see us at the new University Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Have you been living with pain for so long it's become part of your everyday life? Then you should know that chiropractors are trained and licensed to treat pain without surgery or drugs. So, if you want to leave pain behind, visit your local chiropractor today. It's the natural way to stay healthy.
Just remember, at Thompson Family Chiropractic,
we have your back. Come join us at the Jameson Inn Hotel and Conference Center for a delicious dinner. Our menu includes many of our favorite appetizers, burgers, salads, and delicious steaks, chicken, and ribs, and a night of dancing to live music, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 8 p.m. to midnight in our beautiful new Singing River Bar and Grill. The Singing River Bar and Grill is open 6 days a week from 4 p.m. to midnight and Sundays from 5 p.m. to midnight. Don't wait, come see us soon. We would love to have you and your family as our guest at the Singing River Bar and Grill. You will love it.